What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to go over the new or promoted listings policy that takes in effect January 13th, 2026, which is in a couple months. And I wanted to give you a different take on it after I've kind of reviewed the end of year numbers. I was very, very upset when I read it. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, this is the actual letter from eBay. So if you're a seller on eBay, they're basically telling you, starting January 13th, 2026, items listed and promoted with general strategy will use the following attribution definition when reporting sales and charging ad fees. So you guys aren't familiar with ad fees. It's when you promote your listing. So you're basically telling eBay, hey, put my stuff on the top of the page. I'll give you guys a little bit extra scratch. Just get more eyeballs on my item. And the bare minimum is 2%. So, for example, if you're selling an item and eBay normally charges you 10%, you will see on your invoice or when you sell the item, you'll see the eBay fee and then you'll see an ad fee. The ad fee is what you selected at, 2 to, I don't know, you can promote 20% if you want. So what they're basically saying is if anybody clicked on your promoted listing because it's on the top of the page, and then a different buyer comes in and buys it, because somebody clicked on that first ad within the 30 days and somebody completely different buys the item, you the seller are going to pay eBay the promoted listing fee, period. So that's what a lot of people are having trouble getting the grasp of. It's like, well, how is that fair? Somebody, buyer or looker A, he didn't even buy anything from you, or she didn't buy anything from you, just clicked on your item because it was at the top of the page. And then the real buyer who did not click on your promoted listing, they just found it in a regular search, ends up buying the item. eBay's basically like, yep, we did our job. You know, you agreed to give us an extra 2%. That's the minimum, or 10%, whatever you decided to promote your listing on. And you, the seller, are getting charged the fee, the extra fee, I should say, the promoted listing fee. So a lot of people are upset, like that's bogus. They already did this in Germany. They already tried this in a few other markets worldwide, and now they're implementing it come January 13th here in the United States. So it is what it is. And for someone like myself, I have 1,600 listings. I think out of the 1,600, I have not promoted 489. You know, like eBay kind of reminds you, like, hey, you want to get more sales? Why don't you promote some listings? They're pretty good on that. So this is just some of the stuff that I sell, and these are the things I have for sale. That's right, I list fish. Really nice ones though. Uh, you know, so I list some expensive stuff, and I list some lesser expensive things as well. And I've been doing a lot of consignment. And I'll tell the consignment people, it's like sometimes you need to promote the listing because you're competing with others. So whatever, they don't care. They're getting half of whatever the total take is. So they're just happy. You know, my consignment people are just happy to get rid of the items because they have been collecting dust, things like that. And we're doing really well. I did 3,200 in $3,200 in generated profit. So if that's a 50-50 split, that means I've given the consignment person $3,200 and I've received $3,200. And I didn't spend a penny on any of these items, and they bring the items to me directly. But that takes a special relationship. The person giving you the items really has to trust you. You have to have a proven record. You have to be an everything seller. And then B, you also have to maintain the relationship saying, hey, these items sold this week. Come on over, pick up your funds, your take, and whatever your agreement is with that. So that being said, they don't know if I've promoted something or not. That's my decision. So what I'm saying is if you're a seller, it's your decision to promote or not promote your listings. Again, it all depends on what type of thing that you're selling. And if you have the best price and the best item, you probably don't have to promote it. But if you have unique items, or if you're an everything seller and you want to get eyeballs on it, you better promote it, because then otherwise it's never going to sell. You might have it priced too high or whatever, right? Or if you have a nicer item out of 100, you have to promote your listing to get it on the top, to at least get someone to click on it and get into your listing to actually understand why you're asking for more money. It could be condition. It could be new in the box. It could, you know what I mean? It could be different than the other sellers on eBay. So you are agreeing to pay eBay that extra money. Now eBay is basically saying, hey, you agree on this? You agree to no matter who buys it, you're getting tagged with it. And again, a lot of people are upset about it. But I wanted to point this out. So I have sold $47,000 worth of stuff so far this year. So 1,389 items or individual transactions on eBay for the beginning of this year. And 2,400 bucks gone to tax, cost of goods sold 6,300 bucks. The other fee is like the consignment fees and other fees or gifts. The eBay fee so far this year has been $6,316 on $47,316 in revenue. So what is that in percentage? That's 13%. So I have paid eBay 13%. Again, totally all kinds of different items, not one particular category. I'm definitely an everything seller. So I've paid eBay 13%. And I feel next year it probably will be higher. It's just everything costs more. So eBay needs some extra money, I guess, to keep the lights on or the investors happy. I know the stock is doing really well. You know what? Let's see how eBay stock's doing. It's 40 cents. And the 52-week range, they've been as low as 58, as high as $101. So I don't know. Do you think eBay's hurting? Uh, let's see, the last, say, 5 years. So 2023, they were $40 for a stock, and literally 2 years later, their stock has doubled. So uh, I think in these times here, when it was like 38 or below 40, everyone thought eBay's done, Whatnot's out, Etsy's kicking their butt, Poshmark, blah blah blah. All these other different sites are competing with eBay, the eBay thing, and stock investors and stuff said, you know what, it's a dying breed. It's going the way of Craigslist and all the other stuff. That is not true. Obviously, it's not true now that we see the stock has doubled in 2 years. So I would look at it if you're a reseller and you know, it does seem and feel unfair. Like I have a basic store subscription, so I pay $27.95 per month. I list 1,600 items. That's my choice. If I wanted to not pay it, eBay additional money just to have listings, because it's a 25 cent per listing over 1,000, and that can get really expensive really fast, especially if you list a bunch of stuff and you don't sell anything. I only sell about 300 to 400 items per month, so I like to keep my store at least above 1,000 to get activity and so on and so forth. But if you think like eBay's doing this to make more money, well, yeah, absolutely. It's a sneaky little way of them getting in there and saying, hey, and they definitely ever, if you're a reseller, they or a seller on the platform, they hit you up all the time, you know, for outside ad campaigns, inside ad campaigns. But let's look at what they've added so far. And again, I don't have a Facebook account. Mine's like locked out since like 15 years ago for whatever reason. Uh, they I have to like whatever resecuritize it. I just don't care about Facebook. I'll let my kids deal with that. But um, supposedly when you go on Facebook, you can, and someone's searching for something on Facebook. This was I think the middle or beginning of this year. That was the excitement. It's like, hey, eBay is paying for Facebook ads. So if someone's searching for, I don't know, some kind of car part or whatever the heck it is, um, your listing might pop up as the very first thing, and that's bringing a potential Facebook marketplace buyer to your landing page and buying the product from you. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that is nice that they are offering that service. Obviously, they're paying money to do that. It's not free to put anything on Facebook. Um, but bottom line is, uh, it's 13%. So again, I think I'm a very good balanced everything seller. Uh, different categories obviously demand higher percentages. So for example, if you have a basic store and all you sell is video games, well, you guys that sell video games, you get tagged right away at 15%. So maybe your eBay fee, if you are promoting, and it depends if you're promoting from 2 to 10 to 15% for a video game sale because your video game's priced like all the others, but you want yours to show up at the top of the page. Um, you know the drill. You guys are probably paying close to 18%. So far I'm at 13% as an everything seller. But what we fail to realize is the post office, the United States Post Office, the place I go to Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturdays, on the daily. I know all my postal people. Uh, the guy that delivers my mail is cool. He's actually bought stuff from me, not through my eBay account, but bought stuff from me while I'm having a garage sale Saturday. So I love all the people that handle my packages, at least from where I release it to them. Those people are great. And in my normal, my real job, I've dealt with postal employees, from just simple mail people to the managers in charge of the office, up to the postmaster general in my region. I know those people, so they're good people. But the post office is making money on us resellers. So if you see here on my numbers, out of 1,389 items, I've paid the post office, and that's at a discount, $6,911.16 on 1,389 items. So out of 47,000 in revenue, again, I've given eBay 13% of that money for the ability to actually sell anything. So again, as long as you understand your numbers, you should be okay with that. Yeah, the promoted listing thing is upsetting everybody. Everyone's made a video about it, but no one's looked at the stock. The stock has doubled, so eBay is strong. We want eBay to be strong because if they're not strong and that format goes away, it's going to suck to learn another website, how it works, develop reviews, develop a plan. I mean, guys, I've been doing this over 20 years for fun. These are my sales, 16,377. I think that's pretty good for someone that does this for fun, right? The number of items I have listed, 1,643. I've done all the right things. I try and keep my feedback as positive as possible. I have a same day shipping service. So when someone buys something from me, I'm producing that mailer label, and worst case, getting that item to the post office by the time that they close, which is 6, but you really got your packages there by 5 if you want it to actually go out that day, because that's when they truly come in and pick it up and load the trucks. So if you bring it in at 6, it ain't shipping out to the next day. But anyways, I've sold 11,000 items on the eBay platform. This is not my original count, and I have 1,000 followers. So I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm a top-rated seller to get the maximized discount from eBay because they want more people like me. So maybe I shouldn't be complaining as much when they just want a little bit extra. But again, you are still in control if you want to give eBay a little bit of that extra. Where you're not in control over is postal fees. I think postal fees have gone up like 4 times this year. I mean, guys, it's like, what, 78 cents to ship an envelope with a letter in it? That's crazy. I mean, I'm old enough now to know, remember when it was like 20 cents. And I remember my parents bitching about it when they raised it to 25 cents. So then they created the forever stamps or whatever. So anyways, $6,911 to the post office for $47,316 worth of items. And I ship small items, guys. I don't really ship very heavy items. And again, this $6,911 is not all post office. Some of it's FedEx, some of it's UPS, but it's all the same. All those shipping services have had to charge more, and that's with gas at, here in Illinois, gas starts at $3.49 a gallon. Diesel's always been hovering nationwide from from 3.49 a gallon to $4 a gallon, and that's what the trucks typically use to run mail or packages from one area of the country to the other. And then jet fuel is jet fuel, right? Sometimes, guys, when you're shipping something to wherever, I'm here 15 minutes from O'Hare. This is the main hub of the world where everything comes in and everything goes out. fuel costs and all that, labor costs, it's all gone up. So I think what we really should be complaining about as resellers, or if you sell on the eBay format, is not eBay making more money on you. I think that's already a given. You're kind of missing it. And again, you can choose to not promote anything, but then you can also choose not to get as many sales. So it's, they're just going to take more. So just accept it. Price that into your item starting as soon as possible. As soon as you got that notice, you should now be deciding, really truly deciding, do I need to promote this listing? Can I afford to give eBay an extra 2, 5, 9, 10%? At the end of the day, if you sell it and you make a profit, who cares, right? But if you don't have the ability, or if you do promote a listing and you're hoping someone clicks on it, finding it in a different search way, and then you end up selling it, but you can't afford to promote a listing, the extra 5, 10%, because that sucks up all your margin, and now you're selling the item at cost or below cost. Guys, don't promote it then. No, seriously, just don't promote it. But you really should be focusing in on the shipping costs. Now, again, that's mainly for accounts that offer free shipping. If you're still offering free shipping in 2025, you are completely psychotic, nuts, crazy. You probably have thousands of listings, and I know who you type of resellers are, where you have these massive stores, and you might have items in there that are like literally worth $1, or you've got it priced down to $5, or let's say the item's $10 and you're offering free shipping, and you probably have more than $5 in that item. Why? Why are you giving the money now to the shipping service when you make nothing, and you're the one doing all the work? You're the one packaging it. You're the one storing it. You're the one taking the photos. Don't offer free shipping on your stuff. You don't have to get the sale. Offer free returns for 30 days, but don't offer free shipping anymore. Price your item correctly. If there are other sellers selling it with free shipping, price your item low enough so that you still beat their price, if you can afford to do that. And if you're buying right, you should be able to afford to do that anyways. But those of you who like list like heavier items for like $20 and you offer free shipping, you guys are nuts. It can cost up to $15, $20 just to ship the item out. So eBay is going to take their 13, 15% from you, and then the post office or the UPS or FedEx is going to take the rest of the profit. You did all this work to make negative money. Guys, you're wasting your time. Go do something else for a living. So anyways, $6,911 divided by the total revenue received, which again does include the shipping costs, is 15%. So again, why would you want to absorb as a seller, offer free shipping? You're basically saying you better make sure that you're making an extra 15% in profit margin if you are offering free shipping, because on $1,389, or sorry, 1,389 items that I've sold so far this year at 47,000 total revenue, it's 15%. That's the true life shipping cost. So eBay's making 13% on me, and I'm an everything seller. Shipping's costing me 15%, and 95% of it is the post office. And guess what? You guys forget first quarter? I'm not sure about the most recent quarter, but post office finally showed a profit. You know what? They need to. They haven't shown a profit, I think, in over 20 years, and they're finally showing a profit. So it's nice to have, yeah, it's government regulated and all that stuff, or controlled, but at least they're making money. At least they're open. So that won't go over too well with some people. But just at the bottom, at the end of the day, just make sure whatever you're listing at eBay, make sure it's priced correctly, make sure it's something that somebody wants or you think is going to want eventually if it's a unique item, and just price it out properly. Expect eBay to take 13 to 15%, whether you promote or not. And if you're promoting your items, just, if you promote all your items at 9, 10%, and you think some of them are going to get hit with the ad fee and some of them are not, well, now moving forward, you're just going to pay the extra fee. But that's your choice. You do not have to promote listings to sell them. But certain categories, you better be promoting it. Like if it's an Apple phone, you better be promoting it. If you're not promoting it, no one's ever going to see it because there's thousands of listings for Apple products. But I think we should be more upset about shipping, how that cost has increased. That's made it more expensive for our buyers. And those of you who sell on any format and offer free shipping, you better have gotten the items for free, especially if they're lower priced items, because shipping is so expensive. I can't ship anything anywhere for under $5 anymore. Now, the beginning of the year, I probably think was able to ship items for like 4.5, maybe $4. Again, we kind of forget because we're already towards the end of the year. But now it's $5. Period. So, anyways, that's my take on it. What do you guys think? I know we're all upset, especially those who have very massive stores and literally will have to pay somebody probably 2, 3, 4 weeks, or you're going to have to spend countless hours now on promoting all your listings or delisting, relisting, whatever you want to do. It's going to be a complete waste of time. But suck it up. You've already given eBay the opportunity to make more money. You've given them the permission to get that item sold. You better have that profit built in. But if you have a promoted listing, you're offering free shipping, and you have that item in your store for over 3 years, and now you're discounting that item, and you still have it promoted, and you still have free shipping, so that item, let's say, started at $20 that you had $5 invested in, and it's been 3 years because nobody wants it, and you agree to pay eBay an extra 10% in promoted listings. So on top of, let's say it's a video game. Let's say it's a video game. You priced it. You bought it wrong. You paid $5. You're at first trying to get 20. Things have been sitting in your store for 3.5 years. Now it's down to $10 because you are running a sale. You know, you're marketing your older products. You're basically like, I need some money for it. But you forgot you left promoted listings on, and you forgot you left free shipping on. Well, now that $5 investment that originally you're trying to get 20, and you were okay paying eBay 25% to sell it, and the post office $4 or $3, whatever that cost was 3.5 years ago. But now your $5 investment, you're only getting 10, and you're giving $2.50 to eBay because you left promoted listings on, and you're giving $5 to the post office. You, my friend, have now lost $2.50 on that original $5 investment. And this is it's wasting space in your store. It's clogging your inventory, and it's taking away from those initial $5 invested where you could reinvest that today on something newer and better because you are newer and better at listing and finding items than you were 3.5 years ago. So hopefully that makes sense. That's just my take on it. Accept the fact that eBay is going to get their extra money. Their stock is doing very well. I want it to continually to do very well. I hope it reaches $160, and then they say, hey, thanks all you resellers. You guys did an awesome job. We're kicking butt. Guess what? We're going to give you a coupon to buy more stuff. We're going to give buyers coupons to buy more stuff. Remember when they used to do that? Remember eBay Bucks? Do you guys remember eBay Bucks? That was pretty cool. They'd give you like 20% back, but then like Microsoft, or whatever that search engine was, you had to like use the search engine or something, and you get like money back on your purchases, or the eBay Bucks program. I hope they bring that kind of stuff back. So if you're going to charge us, the sellers, more to sell stuff on your platform, how about you give the buyers more buying power so they're buying our more expensive, more profitable items so we can afford to keep the engine moving. So that's my take on it. I know I already made a video on this, and I was really upset when I read it. I thought it was complete BS, but I get it. It's part of doing business. Things cost more. It is what it is. So just accept it, but just make sure moving forward that you price it out accordingly. Because if you're still thinking like you did 3, 4 years ago, and you're still trying to sell stuff that way, and then when you look at the end of the day at your profit margins and they've completely decreased, you know whose fault that is? That's your fault for not maintaining your store and not knowing your numbers. And I feel really sorry for the sellers that don't keep track of what they paid for something. I've seen it in so many people's videos where they're like, I made this on it. And then they're like, well, I think I paid $10 for it. Maybe I paid 8 or 2. They have no clue because they bought it from like an estate sale or garage sale and they didn't write it down. Well, if you have no clue what you bought it for, you know what you sold it for, and you then in your mind just say, well, I made money because I'm awesome. Guys, you got to know your numbers. So definitely keep track of what you pay for your items. You got to chart it all out, and that's how you know if you're actually making money doing this. But again, I do this for fun, so I appreciate you guys watching. I'll leave it at that, and stay healthy out there, guys. And have good holidays if you're watching this around the holidays. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.